Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I am trying to get my muscle memory back in my hand because I have not been able to draw a pupil for the last about week. I cannot tell you why. I literally have no idea why this is happening, but every time that I try to draw a person, it just goes downhill very quickly. So what I've decided to do is not take a break, but try something different. So I've been drawing pastries for the past week, and I've actually been enjoying it a lot. It's pretty relaxing, and you just focus a lot on values and tones, which is very nice because I think that's very important when it comes to painting. You have to know where all your values go and the tones that you should use to shade and stuff like that. So I was having a really hard time trying to get out of my funk. I was trying to draw, I think it all started when I tried to draw Illumi and that wasn't working out. Then after that, I did one digital piece that worked, and then I tried again. I don't even remember who I tried to draw, and it wasn't working out. I have no idea why. It feels like all the muscle memory in my hand is gone. So that's why I decided to try something different, because maybe I just feel burnt out, and that's why my hand's like, no, you can't draw that. But I went on Pinterest and I saw this little burger pop up on my Pinterest boards, and it was so cute because it looked like a bear. So I drew it and I called it a bearger, and then I uploaded it and it did pretty well. So I found it very relaxing and I just continued to do that. So that's what my thought process was, starting off doing these little tart illustrations. And I was going to draw like a little Gudetama flan thing that I found on Pinterest, but it didn't work out. So I just went with this little strawberry cake that I saw because it looked very cute. So I did that and I had a lot of fun. I find it very relaxing because you have a reference photo. You're just trying to make them look as similar as possible on the paper to the photo. So that was really cool, and this is a good exercise if you're trying to strengthen your eyes on looking at specific details. So something that I've been working on while doing these pastries is trying to get the texture of the pastries. Like, cake is fluffy and you can see that, so with the stippling it'll help the cake look like it's a little bit more fluffier and bouncier and have a little bit of texture. So I'm sure that if I continue this, I will learn how to do pastries much better, get the texture down much better, and I'm sure this will help me in the long run with my characters as well. I think it's important to round yourself out and know how to do a lot of things, not just people, not just landscapes, not just objects. You should be a well-rounded artist and know how to do at least a little bit of everything so that your work doesn't get stale and that you continue to grow as an artist. So I don't find this to be super annoying, but I think that it's really hard to change up things when you're so used to doing them often. What I mean by that is I love drawing characters so much, but I think it's super important to practice other things. That's why every once in a while I'll draw a landscape, I'll draw a shoe, I'll draw something different just so that my brain doesn't get stuck on the same thing. And in the long run, I think that actually causes burnout, because if you're not doing something new, then your brain gets bored mostly very easily. I know some people don't get too bored too easily, but people get bored, and trying something different really helps that. A little bit about my process. So I used watercolors for this. I didn't use gouache. And I started off very lightly because watercolors, you cannot go back from dark. You have to start off super light and then go into those values and tones. So I use a very light beige color to go in for the cake. And then once that dried, I used a little bit of a darker beige, more of a brown. And I use that to stipple on the cake and then make it look like it's textured. Then I went in to the frosting with a little bit of gray, but it was very light. And then I started going in with more gray to define where the frosting had divots and stuff like that. And I think the hardest part was probably the strawberries within the frosting, and then on top it was pretty hard to copy the shading in that, but it was really nice. I think it ended up very nice in the end. I was thinking that I wasn't gonna add any line art to this, and then I went in with line art at the end, and I think it helped it out a little bit. But I think both ways, without line art and with line art, it looks great. So whatever your preference is, that's up to you. But to me, line art is pretty cool, especially when it's loose and not connected in all places. Of course, this only works in traditional art. In digital art, if you're gonna do broken lines, you have to color it manually instead of using the bucket tool, which is kind of a struggle. So that's why I like to close my lines in digital art, but it's all up to you and style at the end. So whatever you like, that's what you should go with. I'm sure my process is not that